This is section 1.4. So let me show you the problems in the text. Okay, so page 122, starting with 5, solve by factoring, completing the square, and quadratic equations, quadratic formula, and solving for a specific variable. Okay. Number 7, move over the 6, x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0, factor, x minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. That makes this 0, which means x is 3, or this equals 0 means x is negative 2. And this one, move over the 45, 12z squared minus 44z minus 45 equals 0. Okay, this comes out to be 6z plus 5, 2z minus 9 equals 0 by factoring. You can double check by foiling it out again. 12z squared minus 54z plus 10z is a minus 44z minus 45 equals 0. So that means either this is 0 or this is 0. This one, subtract 5, divide 6, so it gives you negative 5, 6. Here, add 9, divide by 2, z is 9 over 2. Okay, this one is by completing the square. So first remove the 1 over, subtract 1. Then completing the square means take half the coefficient of x and square it. You might recall that from your elementary algebra. So half of negative 8 is negative 4. Square it, you get 16. So I add 16 to both sides. This factors in x minus 4 squared is 15. Then by the square root property, x minus 4 is plus or minus radical 15. Add 4 to both sides. X is 4 plus or minus radical 15. 25, we're going to do it by completing the square. The leading coefficient has to be 1, so I divide both sides by 5. X squared plus 2x minus 7 over 5 equals 0. Move over the 7 over 5. And then complete the square. Take half the coefficient of x and square. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Add 1 to both sides. 5 over 5. So the right side is 12 over 5. This factors in x plus 1 squared. Then square root property. Square root plus or minus the square root of 12 over 5. Rationalize the denominator, multiply top and bottom by radical 5. So subtract 1, x is negative 1 plus or minus radical 60 over 5. Negative 1 is negative 5 over 5. 60 is 4 times 15. Take out the 4. So final answer is negative 5 plus or minus 2 radical 15 all over 5. 35, they want us to use the quadratic formula. 3x squared plus 6x minus 5 equals 0. So a is 3, b is 6, c is negative 5. X is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You can put that in a formula sheet if you wish. This comes out to be 36 plus 60, which is 96. 2 times 3 is 6. 96 is 16 times 6. 16 comes outside and changes to a 4. Factor out a 2 from the numerator. So 2 parentheses negative 3 plus or minus 2 radical 6 over 6. Cancel the 2 with a 6. Negative 3 plus or minus 2 radical 6 over 3. 41, w squared equals 3 times w minus 1. Distribute, move these two over to this side. W squared minus 3w plus 3 is 0. A is 1, b is negative 3, c is 3. So w is negative b is 3 plus or minus the square root of b squared is 9 minus 4 times a times c over 2 times a. This gives me 9 minus 12, which is negative 3. So there's no real solutions. If you were going to give complex solutions, 3 plus or minus I radical 3 over 2. But simply stated, if they ask for real solutions, there are no real solutions. Okay, 53, solve for x. A equals 2x squared plus 4xh. Subtract a on both sides. So it is a quadratic equation. It looks kind of weird, where a is 2, b is 4h, c is negative a. So x is negative b, negative 4h, plus or minus the square root of b squared. 4h squared is 16h squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative a, all over 2a, 2 times 2. So it gives me x is negative 4h plus or minus the square root of 16h squared plus 8a, double negative, all over 4. Right, so those are some of the problems from section 1.4.